let's take a look at Bitcoin first, and then we'll look at Ethereum, and then we will talk about some potential trade setups that I kind of see going into the week. Quick shout out, obviously, to the partners of this stream, Prime XBT. The video numbers have been going up, guys. My altcoin videos, my streams, my condensed streams, all the views are going up. Subscriber counts going up. So I'm really appreciative to all of you guys for tuning in and subscribing and watching all the videos and hanging out with me. Appreciative to Prime as well for sponsoring me so I can continue pumping these out for you guys completely for free. So shout out to the Prime team. If you're interested in helping me out by using their link, it's in the description of this video. You use code MAYNE50, that's MAYNE50, and you'll get 25% off of your trading fees, which is pretty cool. So we'll do some hindsight analysis because that's the best kind first. So came into our weekly OB and I talked about we want to be a buyer in here, right? We want to be looking for reasons to get long within the weekly OB. We came in, we had the SFP at the lows, right? We had the SFP at the lows. We had the bullish market structure. We had kind of this falling wedge kind of deal, the breakout. We had the breakout and retest, and then we had another long that I pointed out on this move here, right? The retest of this for another move up. So 3 different trade ideas over the last 3 streams. Every single one of them is played out. So it's kind of up to you what you're doing at that point. We had initially the breakout long with the SFP, right? So that first long that we got was right down here on the SFP retest. Then we posted another long scenario where it was the retest of the breakout, kind of this. Then we posted another long, I think it was 2 days ago, or it might have even been yesterday, on the daily order block here, saying I think we get another push up, and that last long finally was the one that ran us above this high. So we ran all 3 of these highs now. Okay, so all those shorts that have just been getting a free ride for the last, month finally have all been effectively squeezed. We still haven't had any run on any of the liquidity up here. I don't know if we will. I don't know if we'll get that high, but we have a lot of uncontested highs up here still. So that's something to pay attention to kind of on a higher time frame. But in terms of, this range, after running all of the lows, right, we've now run every single high. We've run every high. And now we're pulling back. Would I like to have gone higher? Initially, if you guys remember, my target was 53. So I wanted to see us get to about 53. And we didn't quite get there. We ran this high, just peaked above it and sold off. But 3 different longs over the last 3 weeks, everyone has played out and all of the targets in terms of running all of these highs have been hit. So the fact that we've now run all these highs and we're seeing a little bit of a pullback is not that surprising. We're just in a range still. I don't think there's anything to freak out about yet. It's still possible that we come back down to the range lows before going up again. Anything can happen here. We're still within a range, but we were doing business down here, putting in bullish PA in a high time frame order block, sweeping lows into a range low, so key SR, high time frame order block, bullish price action, and clear targets. So that's why we were long for this period of time. Now we're reassessing. We've now run the range low, went all the way to the range high, ran the range high. Now the question is, do we come back to the low? Do we come back just to the mid range? Do we break out and continue much higher? I don't know yet, but for now, we're still in a range. So all of the bias flipping that you've seen happen on Twitter, I talked about Twitter being insufferable. Like, oh, you fucking missed the bottom, you're fucked. Oh, you shorted the bottom, you're fucked. You longed the top, you're fucked. Like, that's all that ranges do, right? People get overly bearish, right? Overly bullish, overly bearish, overly bullish. It's just human emotion on the chart, and at the extremes of the range, people are usually hyper emotional in the wrong direction. And that's why I say at the low of the range, we want to be biased towards longs. The high of the range, we want to be biased towards shorts, or at least getting out of our longs. And if we're at the top of the range and then we're down at the bottom, you want to be at least getting out of your shorts or taking some profit. And all we've seen here is a move from the range low after running all the lows to the range high, and we've now run all the highs. So now it's like a coin flip, right? We could go back down. We could break out. I don't know yet. So what are we going to do? We're going to create some scenarios. If this happens, we do this. If this happens, we'll do that. And we're going to keep it super fucking basic. But there's no reason to be freaking out at this point. We're still range bound. We nailed these longs. Hopefully you've taken some profits and made some money along this move because we've crushed it. And now you're ready for the next move and you're just waiting waiting patiently and you're not chasing. You know, if you were getting long up here, that's definitely FOMO. We just had a move over the last 7 days of, 15% to the upside at the range high after running multiple short stops, and now you're getting long. So if you're longing 50 and 51, but you're too scared to long 46, you need to zoom out and then look at the chart and kind of work on your execution and your ability to be objective as opposed to emotional. Because why are you interested in longing here, but you weren't interested in longing down here? It doesn't make sense to long up here. I want to long at a discount. I want to short at a premium. This is a premium. This is a discount. I don't know why everyone's stressing. I've nailed 3 straight longs. I've made some good money longing some altcoins. I nailed the long on Ethereum. So I made a bunch of money over the last 7 days and it's awesome. So I'm chilling. I took some profits at the mid-range. I took some more profits at the range high. I'm still in some of my longs, but I've reduced my size because we are going into the new year. My plan played out, right? We're in a range and I'm assuming it's going to continue to range until it's not. If we can break out of this range, then sure, I'll start looking at higher price targets, but for now we're in this range and that's what I'm focused on. Ideally, I'm still hoping that we move up to here. I would still like us to squeeze higher. Ideally, I'm still aiming for this kind of 56k area to get tagged. I don't know if it will go that high, but this is an area that I'm interested in playing, this order block here, because this is the up move that caused this big dump. So if we get a move up to here, this is a super critical area in terms of I'd be looking to short, and if we flip this, I think we go much higher. I'm still inclined to think that we come up and test that area, but based on this low time frame price action, which is still range bound, we might dip down first. We might come all the way down here again. But eventually, I do think we will get up to this 56 area. And since I positioned myself long near the range lows, I'm not really worried. I'm looking to long dips towards higher. I'm not rushing into it. I'm not going to chase it. I'm going to let price tell me what it wants to do. We just closed a SFP here. We're already seeing a bit of a retrace and we might see a bit of a bigger retrace, right? So you got to be prepared for that. But eventually I'd like to see us trade towards 56k. I don't know when that will happen, but I'm going to be patient and I'm going to wait and I'm going to look for a setup where I want to get long. I don't want to get long here. I'd be interested in longing the mid-range or the range low or a flip of the range high. But I'm not interested in longing in the middle of nowhere, and I'm definitely not interested in longing at the range high. So right now we're in a range. Looking at the 12-hour chart, we've put in a swing failure pattern at the range high. So what you need to look at right now is what is the most likely area that this is going to, bounce to. If we get a rally up towards this breaker, the down candle that caused an up move that took the swing high, I don't know if we will. This looks already toast. But if we rallied up to here, technically you could short this with your stop up here, but I would have liked to have seen that kind of play out right here, one of these 2 candles, which it almost did, but we've broken market structure now in the hourly. So a retrace here is actually a sell into the mid-range. We've broken market structure in the hourly. We put in a 12-hour swing failure pattern. So any sort of pullback here technically is a sell. I don't know if I would, but technically it's a sell. I much rather would have seen one of these candles come and tag this breaker for the short, because the fact that we've sold off this much already, to me, if we come back up here, I don't think we're going to sell off again. But that technically would be a short setup. Personally, I'm still long biased. So what I'm going to be watching for here is the mid-range. We've got a clear SR level here at the mid-range, and we've got our order block here. This is going to be an area where I'm looking to potentially get long. We come down here, run this low. I'm looking for reasons to get bullish within this order block. So there's a couple ways that you could do it. You could either long immediately on the touch with your stop here. Target would be here for me, or at least target 1. Target 2. That would be option 1. Option 2 would be something like this. We run that low. If we SFP it or whatever, when we reclaim that low and effectively the mid-range, because they're almost the same level, that would be your long trigger. Stop at whatever the low is there, targeting back into the range high. So run that low into the order block, reclaiming the mid-range at 49,270 basically. That could be a long option. The third option would be low time frame. So you would zoom in, you'd say, okay, let's see if we get some low time frame bullish PA. So we come into here, we run a low maybe, reclaim it, put in a bullish market structure. Okay, now I've got a stop an entry, and then again, target would be the range high. So 3 different long ideas there, all around the mid-range, okay? Hopefully that's super clear and straightforward. Option 1 is you just long the order block and the mid-range with your stop at the low. Option 2 is you look for some sort of swing failure pattern or break below and then reclaim of the mid-range and of that low. Option 3, low time frame, you're zooming in and you're looking for low time frame bullish price action within this bullish 12-hour order block. Those are the 3 long scenarios that I'm looking at for Bitcoin here. Not interested in longing in the middle of nowhere. I'm interested in longing closer to the mid-range or below the mid-range, which would put price at a discount, and I'd be looking to long a potential higher low, right? So a range within the range. You have this range that is now formed. I want to be longing in the discount below the 50%, ideally as low as possible, but who knows? This is the first low that we're looking at here with this order block. This is the first area of interest for me to potentially look for long. If the mid-range fails, then we're looking to long back towards the range lows. But I've given you 3 very clear long setups here. And then the potential short setup, obviously, would be if we do get some sort of rally here, up into here. Remember, market structure is bearish, bearish, bearish. So rallies here, technically, would be for shorting. And if we rally up into this breaker here, you could potentially short this with your stop above the high. Not a trade I'm personally interested in taking because of how much we've already sold off. Like, I much would have rather seen this play out like this. I would have liked to have seen it, right? It broke this low, come up here, there's your sell, and then it sells off further. The fact that it's already sold off so much, I don't like it as much. We'll wait and see what happens. But those are my 3 long scenarios that I'm paying attention to. 2 of them are based on the 12-hour, and then 1 of them is based on the hourly, but you could also trade this on the hourly, right? You have the low here. So you could watch this low time frame, right? If we come down here and then reclaim this, you get long and your stop goes wherever the low is before the reclaim. And then you target back into the high. So hopefully that's super clear. I think those are pretty straightforward. We're in a range. We've made a move to the upside. We've ran the range high. I'm expecting a retrace. The first area I'm interested in looking along is at the mid-range, confluent with that order block there. I'm going to look at Ethereum here. So Ethereum, I have this key level that I want to see us hold is this 4024 level. I'll show you where that comes from. It's basically the start of this order block right here, this daily OB. But we've got this kind of uptrend forming. One thing that's worrisome here is it kind of looks like a rising wedge that we're breaking out of right now, which is not ideal because we could see, you know, a big move down before a move back up. I am of the mindset that Ethereum is going to go and test these levels here. Okay, so I am of the mind that Ethereum goes higher. Like, I think we go to 4270, 4250 effectively, and 4500. The question is do we run some of these lows first? Like Bitcoin, Ethereum came up, and again, we longed Ethereum down here, so I'm okay with a bit of a pullback, right? But we have run all the highs now here, and we're selling off a little bit. Something to be aware of, right? We ran the highs, and we're now kind of unable to close above that high. We're selling off a bit, but same as Bitcoin, you know, I'm looking to long in this area here. I want to see bullish price action form within this order block here. So if you zoom in, I want to see bullish PA form within here to give me a reason to get long. That 4017 level right there, that would be a nice level to reclaim. So if we're able to reclaim this, so maybe we do something like this, but if we're able to get above here, okay, I'm longing, targeting here, and then targeting that next level at 4250. But I'm not rushing to long this thing personally. I'm going to wait and let PA tell me what it's going to do because it might go lower. We might run these lows here. I don't know yet. So I'm just waiting. I'm being patient, and I want to see what happens within this 12-hour bullish order block. So the down candle that caused an up move that broke market structure. So now that we're back in this, I want to be looking for reasons to long. I'm not just going to long it blindly, but similar to Bitcoin, I've given you a few potential ideas. Bullish PA on the low time frame or a reclaim of this 4017 level would be my trigger to get long towards these next 2 levels up here. So I'm still bullish on Ethereum, but a pullback is what's happening right now after these SFPs. So we're going to be patient. We're going to wait. It's Monday. It's early in the week. ideally for us to have a bullish week, I want to see the low put in early. So if this is going to rally the rest of this week, what I want to see is the low get put in and then the rest of the week be an up week. So hopefully this is the low getting put in pretty early. I don't know yet, but we're going to wait and see. Right now, everything is just pulling back after that SFP. I do think things are going to start getting oversold here. So the hourly is starting to get oversold here. We're starting to get oversold on Ethereum as well. Doesn't mean this can go way lower before this turns around. So just because we're oversold doesn't mean that price is going to go up instantly. So you got to be aware of that. But generally, once we start getting to oversold territory, we're probably getting close to like it's going to bounce soon. So, you know, it makes sense. I'd like to see Bitcoin come a little bit lower, but Ethereum, we're already into what I would hope is support here. So I want to see this area hold as support, and I want to see bullish price action on the low time frame. Want to see bullish price action here. 4017 is a key level. If we reclaim that, that's a long trigger up into here. Ethereum, we're into support. I want to see some bullish price action for him now. Bitcoin, I think, could come a little bit lower, or I want to see it do some sort of, you know, SFP or something, right? Like this low seems too close to not run at this point. We're so close to this low, and we have this order block here. I'd be surprised if we don't run it, but too early to tell. I'm just going to be sitting patiently and waiting. You know, maybe this is where it bounces from, like this order block here, but I don't know. I'm watching this low personally, and let's see if it gets run. Ethereum in a support. Bitcoin, I think we probably run that low. No trade right now. I mean, obviously, you got to look at stocks here. Posted this chart on Twitter. We caught this move down, caught the bounce, caught the move down again, and then huge bounce. So stocks are at all-time high, looking ready to just fucking absolutely rip again. So it's hard for me to be super bearish on crypto if stocks are going to just continue going vertical, but these aren't one-to-one correlated. So this can be going up and crypto can be going down and vice versa. But I do think that if this continues to rally, that bodes well for, you know, Bitcoin having another leg in it. All right, you whiny fucks. It's almost like everyone is long from the absolute top. You're underwater on your own fucking trade, bro. I didn't do anything. That stupid fuck you, motherfucker. He said 56K incoming, so you longed instantly. Man, must be tough getting through life with that few fucking brain cells. Haters gonna hate. Why is everyone so upset? Everyone just needs to take a deep breath. Woosah, relax, you know, take your bag of coffee. Imagine the smell. Take your peppermint. Imagine the smell. Take your lavender. Imagine the smell. Just relax. A bunch of salty little beans. I am big chilling. I am definitely big chilling. Don't they know who I fucking am? Don't they know my credentials? I'm basically Johnny Sins. You're sexy. Thank you. You're sexy as well, I think. Hopefully. Mayne, where do you find rare strippers? What the fuck's that even mean? I feel like I should know that. I feel like everyone here should blow you for these trade ideas. Seeing as my audience is 99.9% male, I'm gonna have to pass on that. Close your eyes, it feels the same, okay? That's gross. All right, you guys are fucking weird today. Little salty beans. If you think this is half the chart, you're not very smart. BitBoy has a video on order blocks. The only thing that BitBoy's ordering is fucking more donuts, that fat bastard. What's your opinion on the Second Amendment? I don't know. What is the Second Amendment? I'm Canadian. Now, I don't own any neck coin, and I'm kind of disappointed that they didn't reach out to me and offer me the fucking pre-sale. Can you do gold? Sure, man. I love gold. I love gold. They say here, boy doesn't love gold. Oh, yeah? What about this? Huh? What about that? Couple ounces of gold. It's a Buffalo Indian head gold ounce. Your boy's got gold. No, I can't because I don't know. A bunch of salty little beans.